How you doing and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about how owner-operators can easily make more money in trucking. Now, there's a ton of ways to do this, but in this video, I'm going to cover 4, and of course, the last one's going to be the most important, so stick around.
Set your own schedule, master of the road. Hauling freedom's cargo, lightening up your load. Tips and tricks for truckers, yeah, we're helping you from dawn till dusk. We'll see you through.
Now, of course, there are two different kind of owner-operators. You've got the hobby owner-operators that they're probably retired and they're not necessarily out here to make the most money. Sure, they want to make money for their time, but that's not their number one goal. You're not who I'm speaking about. In this video, I want to talk to the guys that really want to make the most money possible while they're out there doing it. That was always the goal for me. If I was going to be out there and I was going to be committing my time and I was going to be away from my family, I want to know how can I make the most money possible, and to piggyback off of that, how to keep the most money possible that you're making. That's one of the biggest things and often one of the easiest to overlook. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive right into number one. And number one is going to be preventative maintenance versus reactionary maintenance. And really, it would more like being reactionary breakdown fixes, right? There's really no such thing as reactionary maintenance. These trucks, they move so many miles. There's just 100,000 miles plus a year usually, and when you add it all together, it's a mechanical, it's a piece of equipment. So it's gonna break. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And if you can stay on top of your game and really know your truck, know your trailer, do all the checks that you're supposed to do and be preventative about it, it's going to keep you from breaking down as much. It's going to keep you from being stuck on the side of the road, which, if those wheels are turning, that means that you're earning, and that's the only way that you earn. So you've got to keep that truck moving. And I know, I get it. I was out there. I did this for 10 years. I know that those PTIs, they're not fun. And especially the post trips, right? When you've been driving all day and you've been busting it, and you've got that hot load and you've got to get it there. The last thing that you want to do at the end of the day is walk around the truck. Well, you got to do it. Like you have to do it. You can't skip out. You can't delay those PMs. You need to do those, and you need to have. If you're not qualified, you need to have somebody that is qualified check your truck and trailer to make sure that you're not going to be stuck on the side of the road. A lot of times, the bigger breakdowns can be prevented, right? The small breakdowns often, or the small problems, oftentimes turn into those big problems or those big breakdowns. So the preventative maintenance, I can't go over enough. I have a lot of videos on this channel that you're more than happy to check out, talking about a lot of this stuff. But that is going to be one of the biggest things and one of the easiest to overlook. So moving right along, number 2 and number 3 kind of go together. But number 2 is knowing when and how to negotiate with brokers. Okay. Now, I hear a lot of guys talk about how, nobody will negotiate anymore. They won't give me any more money. They're just not moving these loads for what they used to. Now, part of that's true, and maybe in some markets, sure, the brokers are just not going to budge. But if you put yourself in the right markets, then you're gonna be able to negotiate because you're gonna have that negotiating power. And that's going to be tip number 3, is going to be knowing where to position your truck. So when you call and you negotiate with these brokers, if you just call and say, "Hey, look, if you give me $200 more dollars, I'll run that load," or whatever it is, whatever you throw at them. I mean, what incentive do they have, to give you more money, right? Now, maybe they need that load moved, and maybe that works every once in a while. But if you call from an educated perspective, if you know that that market has way more loads to trucks, sitting there, so it's simple supply and demand, then you have the power to negotiate. And if you know that that you have that power, then they have to give you more money. You can hold out. You can say, "Look, this is the reason why I need more money on that load. I know that there's 200% loads to trucks in the area right now. And I promise you they have access to these numbers just like you do. They know these things. And if you call up and you sound like an educated truck driver and you're telling them that's the deal. Yeah, the fuel price is up from last week, so I'm going to need more, I'm going to need more money for that. Uh, on top of that, here I've got a couple of questions. Where am I going? How many drops is it? Just the basic stuff that you normally ask. And if there's anything in there that you can negotiate with a little bit extra, you can throw that on top of it too. So if you've got these 3, 4 different reasons why they should add money to that load, they're going to be way more likely to do it. That was poor timing. Sorry, I had to close these blinds. I just realized that I was being washed out. So my apologies. But moving right along, number 3, knowing where to position your truck. Well, that's where I come in. Now, you don't need me, of course. I'm just a guy that happens to look at the load boards every day, study them, and I do a video or a live stream every day, Monday through Friday, at 8 o'clock in the morning, generally 8 to 9. You can catch that by subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the like button for this one if you're finding any value. But I put that out there because I know how it is out there, guys. I know how tiring it can be. I know how hard it is. I know the crap food that that you're eating out there. I know all of those things, and so I decided that I was going to review the trucking market every day, Monday through Friday, that I'm available, of course, which is the vast majority of the time. And I'm going to go over all of these different things. And as you're looking at the screen right now, this first screen here over on the right-hand side is the national load count. I like to go over that. That will gives you a general idea of what the states look like. And I like to look at the trend lines. What's it doing in comparison to last month? Is it up? Is it down? What's it doing? Is it going sideways? Then you can look at the price of fuel, kind of have an idea of what that's doing compared to last week, and then finally look at these weekly snapshot by the numbers, so that way you have a really good understanding overall of what the market's doing. Then I dive into the actual trucking markets. Now, keep in mind this is late in the day, so this is going to be a little bit weak. But looking at this, just rather quickly, I can see that the Portland market is heating up. So, and because I do this every day, I can tell you if it's actually truly been heating up since the past couple of weeks, or if it's kind of died down, so on and so forth. I do all this for you. So you can tune in, you can listen, you can catch my videos. Just hit that subscribe button, and probably if you're catching this sometime in the future, I'm probably on multiple platforms. So just pick your poison, whichever one you'd like to watch. But I am happy to go over all of this with you. The more you arm yourself with this knowledge, the more money you're going to make. And then moving right into that last tip, which is hands down the most important one. You must know your numbers. Now, don't click off just yet, because it's more than just knowing your numbers. You have to be able to understand what those numbers are telling you and how to put those numbers to work for you, so that way you can make the most money or keep the most money from your trucking business. And with that, I want to give a thanks to today's video sponsor, which is Trucker Calculator. Now, Trucker Calculator is a software company, and they've developed amazing, easy to use software for trucking businesses. And it's actually best used for owners of trucking companies. If there was a truck last week that, didn't make as much money as it normally does, Trucker Calculator software will actually highlight this truck and give you the exact reason why. You may have an idea, but why have an idea when you can have physical proof and truly know where the fault lies in the different trucks in your company? And this will allow you to investigate the real reason behind it giving you the knowledge and the power to make the most money. Now, owner operators don't get sad because guess what? It's for you too. It also works for single trucks, but it is going to work best for multiple trucks in a trucking company. Now, one of the things that I love about it is the convenience and the automation. You only need to enter your fixed expenses and services just one time. And for the different variables for each week, well, you just upload them. Take, for instance, the fuel card. The software, Trucker Calculator, is actually working with a lot of the top fuel cards already. So uploading that information is very, very easy and seamless. But if you already have it into like, let's say, a spreadsheet, well, then it's easy to upload that way as well. Now, you'll get statistics for each truck just within a couple of days, and that'll allow you to review the issues and save a ton of money in a short amount of time. Each truck will be shown in a graph, and if anything is off, you're going to know about it instantly. For the price, you're getting a heck of a lot, and it's a small investment with massive returns that you should absolutely make. And guess what? If you're not satisfied, if after 14 days, if you don't find any value, which I can't imagine that you do, but just in case, they'll give you a full refund. Go ahead and click the link in the description box down below and check out Trucker Calculator right now. Now, knowing your numbers is something that very, very few owner operators actually knew. When I was on the road and I asked people, hardly anybody could give me the answer, which is crazy to me. How can you know, or how can you not know your numbers? If you don't measure it, how can you improve it? You can't. You can't just go out aimlessly, saying, I'm just going to make the most money this week. Yeah. And hope that it happens, because it's not. If you understand where the money is bleeding from, or you start to see different patterns whenever you run different areas of the nation where you're keeping more of your money here or you're making more money there, well, now you have the actual data to back up your theories, and you can truly make the most money that you possibly can. I highly encourage you to check out Trucker Calculator. They're amazing. The software is amazing. They're really good coders and developers over there, so it works very, very well. They're doing big things. They've got a lot of big things plans too. So I'm very, very excited about our partnership and working together in the long foreseeable future. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. uh, I am going to go deeper into some of these tips that I shared today in future videos. So make sure that you do hit that subscribe. Oh my goodness, I cannot talk. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you can come back, and also give it a look in the mornings. Monday through Friday, I do the trucking market update. It'll be a quick listen for you, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, depending how much I ramble. But I think you'll get a lot of value out of that. And yeah, if you got any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Keep that shiny side up. And as always, stay driven.